Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week number 2 of our 30-day energy boost. Let me get this a little bit closer. Hopefully you can hear me well. So last week we talked about getting better quality sleep, and a whole bunch of you reported that you are getting better quality sleep. So that's great. All you did was incorporate one of our tips and over 3 days over the weekend, and you did get better sleep, which is great. So for those of you who finished the challenge, I will be drawing tomorrow at noon, Tuesday at noon, the name for the winner. So you have until then to report back to me and let me know that you accomplished the challenge. This week, we're going to look at nutrition. Now, you might be thinking, well, of course, sugar is going to affect me. Well, we're going to look at a whole lot more than that in order to support your energy. Okay, so what we're looking to do is support our bodies through the whole month. We're looking to support our bodies in such a way that it allows our bodies to function really well and to function to its full capacity to have the energy we should naturally have already. There's all sorts of things we do that affect our energy so that we feel groggy, we feel foggy brained, and there are many things we can do to support the opposite of that, a nice clarity and energy. So this week we're going to talk about nutrition, what we put into our mouth and how that affects us. You know, I remember back in school, I have my master's in exercise physiology, and my nutrition teacher saying, if you had a Ferrari, would you put regular fuel into it? You know, we're all thinking, of course not. You know, if we had a Ferrari, we'd be putting premium fuel and we'd be making sure it has its engine checked and the oil's changed regularly and we rotate the tires regularly. And he said, and yet we put less than optimal fuel and even, dare I call it, crap into our bodies. And our bodies are more valuable, more refined, more powerful than any Ferrari out there. It got me thinking. And I was already on my wellness path at that point, but it deepened my commitment to be sure. And that's what we're going to talk about this week. What are some of the things we can do for our body to support it? So let's look at the 4 tips we are going to be... Oh, I totally forgot, you guys. If you haven't grabbed the workbook yet, grab the workbook. I put the link here in the post, but the workbook is a great way to keep yourself on task. Okay, now, an aside. Now we're going to talk about the 4 tips for this week we're going to be looking at. And remember, your job is to choose one of the 4 tips to work on or explore over the weekend for 3 days. If you guys are doing this at another time, you're not doing it with us live, then pick one and commit to doing it for 3 days. If you are doing it with us live, we'll do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then we'll have a giveaway on Monday. Okay, so now we're going to look at them. Tip number 1 is hydration. I know, you've heard it before, right? We gotta drink enough water. Now, here's the thing. Most people are dehydrated. Do you know you're supposed to drink at a minimum of half of your weight in ounces and up to a gallon of water? Okay, so half of your weight in ounces. If you're 140 pounds, that's 70 ounces of water. Okay, do you know how big your water bottle is? So mine is 16 ounces. Do you know how many bottles you need to drink to get to that number? And it's up to a gallon. A lot of places say a gallon. And there are times I will drink a gallon, which FYI is 8 of these. Holy cow. That is a lot of water. But every once in a while I do a cleanse where I do the full gallon and I feel amazing. I will say my goal is between 5 and 6 regularly. And then I do 8 when I'm doing a particular cleanse. But think about that for yourself. How many do you drink? Are you drinking enough? And chances are you aren't. Dehydration is linked to low energy, foggy brain, depression, irritability, all sorts of challenges that we can alleviate simply by drinking enough water. Now, on tomorrow, when we release this one, I'm going to share a few ideas to help improve your drinking, but one of the best ones I can recommend is add essential oils. Now, you guys know my product partner is Young Living and essential oils, and that's because they are the only ones I would use for my family. And Young Living has a whole line of oils called Vitality oils. And the Vitality oils, this is the starter kit. They're in the white labels. Vitality oils are beneficial because, well, first of all, they're going to give you health benefits, but also they're going to make the water taste more interesting. So for people who say drinking water all day is so boring, I say add oils. Not only are they going to I'm having the hardest time communicating today. Ironic that I'm live streaming. Not only is it going to give you that health benefit, but it's going to make it interesting. So that's a good thing. The ones I definitely recommend are the citrus vitality oils. So they have lemon, lime, orange, citrus fresh, grapefruit, amazing benefits. Now here's the thing. The essential oils, when you add lemon juice to your water, you're also adding acid and it affects your enamel. But the lemon oil and any of the citrus oils come from the rind and they're actually alkaline, so it doesn't affect your teeth and it's cleaner and it's easier, and just don't even get me started. The other thing you want to keep in mind when you're drinking water is you want to make sure you're drinking purified water. So most filtered water, if you're using the Brita filter and a few other filters, they're good. They're not fabulous. So you might want to do your own research. We actually buy reverse osmosis water from our local co-op, and we fill up the gallon jugs and bring them home and drink from those. Be really careful with the water you're drinking. There are so many chemicals, harsh toxic chemicals in our water, and we want to be careful with that. So make sure you're drinking good water. Okay, so tip number 1 is hydrated. Stay hydrated. Tip number 2 is watch the stimulants. I knew I was going to bring it up, right? Caffeine and sugar. The challenge with caffeine and sugar is they give you a hit, which is often not a really good hit. It's kind of a manic hit that takes you kind of beyond that clear space. Not always, but often. And then you get a crash. And the commensurate crash means you need more sugar and caffeine to get yourself back up again. So be really careful with what you do with these stimulants. Now, I am not here, coffee drinkers, to tell you you can't drink coffee. I know how strongly people's coffee habits can be, and you might really love it. I'm not here to tell you not to. On Wednesday, when we cover this one, I'm going to be sharing some options though, and you might want to begin exploring it. Maybe you want to cut back a little bit, or begin to swap out with something that's a little healthier. Coffee caffeine is actually the most harmful type of caffeine, and I know there's all sorts of conflicting research out there, but as always, you got to be really careful with the research you read. Consider the source. Often those coffee is beneficial research reports were done by a coffee company. So, but in general, coffee caffeine is harder on the brain. Tea is a little bit easier. Of the types of tea caffeine, black is the worst, white tea is the best. And so you need to be careful, and maybe you can begin to switch out. I don't know, just an idea. Remember, this week we're only picking one thing. Maybe this isn't your thing. But what I do encourage you to do is be really honest with yourself and know that stimulants are affecting you. They are wreaking havoc on energy levels. I still drink caffeine. I have my black tea in the morning, usually. Every once in a while, my favorite tea is Earl Grey. And when I discovered that Earl Grey is a black tea, the worst kind for my brain, and the bergamot flavoring that makes Earl Grey is usually from artificial flavoring, I began to change it out with a bag of organic white tea and a drop of bergamot vitality oil. So I made my own black tea. Or my own Earl Grey tea, which is actually pretty good, and it's much better for me. But you can begin to play with this. There are options out there, you guys. But again, remember, this week you're just picking one tip. Maybe this isn't the tip you begin to play with. Just start thinking about it. Okay? If energy is really important to you and your natural energy in your body, you're definitely going to want to begin to contemplate changing out these artificial stimulants. All right, number 3, food sensitivities. Okay. I am not talking about being gluten intolerant or lactose intolerant. This is something different. This is beginning to pay attention to more of the subtleties of how certain foods affect you. In particular, I encourage you to look at breakfast and lunch because that sets up your energy for the day, okay? So, for example, I began to feel so much better when I had smoothies at lunch. I do raw food smoothies. So I use a coconut water or coconut milk, and then I add spinach, and I add avocado, banana, fruit. Feel free to post below if you're curious. I can live stream my recipe or share my recipes with you. But I do that at lunch, and I'm telling you, it makes such a difference in the afternoon. It's amazing. I don't have that post-lunch lull. It's great. Or I can have something raw like a salad that helps me. Now, that isn't true for everyone, and it isn't always true for me. I kind of come in and out of certain diets, and you just have to pay attention to your body. As things change, as the season changes, as your physiology changes, as you age, as you get sick and then you get healthy, what you need to eat will change as well. I certainly, when I'm not feeling well, I like everything to be slightly cooked. So I like to have warm meals, and everything is slightly cooked. It's macrobiotic. But anyway, now for breakfast, I started doing raw oatmeal. Made a huge difference over cooked oatmeal. So I make it the night before. I let it soak in milk. I will share my recipe for you this week because you might want to experiment with it and see if it works for you. But I did a comparison. I did raw oatmeal breakfast, and I was feeling so good. And one day I forgot to make it because I have to do it the night before, which is really hard for me to remember. And the next day I said, okay, well, I'll just cook some oatmeal. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. Same rolled oats, the same organic rolled oats that I got from the bulk bin at the co-op, that I make my raw oatmeal out of. Nothing had changed except cooking it. And what it does is it changes the chemistry of the food. So that's really amazing in my body. So begin to pay attention to a couple of things. How do you feel after certain meals? And I definitely recommend doing lunch because that post-lunch lull is a real thing for us. I hear it from everyone. If I could get rid of that or at least reduce it because it's like 2 hours of being useless at work. So begin to pay attention. Do a variety of things at lunch. Maybe yours is grilled chicken, or maybe it's a salad, or it's a smoothie, or it's making sure you don't have coffee after lunch, or making sure you don't have dessert after lunch. Whatever it is, start paying attention. Okay? Tip number 3. Now, tip number 4 are Young Living products. So again, Young Living is my product partner, and there's a reason for that. It's amazing. The products are phenomenal. So I wanted to share with you a few of the products that I really, really love for energy. Now, the first 2 are my favorite Young Living products. Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red is Young Living's antioxidant drink. It is off the charts antioxidants. What do antioxidants do? They eat the free radicals in your body. Free radicals are basically a byproduct of living. We all have free radicals in our body. We have more free radicals if we're under stress, if we eat any kind of processed food, or if we're exposed to toxins such as in our food, our water, our air. We all are, right? So these free radicals swim around in our body and wreak all kinds of havoc, including foggy brain, fatigue, a long time recovering from workouts, as well as lifestyle diseases long-term, such as cancer and heart disease. We want antioxidants because they're like Pac-Man and they eat the free radicals. Okay, this is an amazing support for every system in the body. It is incredible. It will help you sleep. It will help you feel more energized. But the energy comes from naturally supporting the body. Again, I am looking to have the body function more perfectly. Right? We're meant to have energy. We're meant to feel good and be clear. I mean, not all day. We have cycles. But I have to say, the cycles should be like this, not like this. Right? And that's what Ningxia Red does. It is one of my favorite products Young Living makes. My very favorite, though, is Nitro. Okay, Nitro is for cognitive fitness, and it is crazy amazing for focus. Okay, there is no hit. It's just like I can feel the steady stream of focus and energy all day. There's a tiny bit of caffeine. It's 35 milligrams or so, which is about the same as a cup of green tea. And in fact, the caffeine comes from green tea extract, which is one of the best for the brain. There's also ginseng in it and a few other things that are great for focus. There's obviously essential oils because it comes from Young Living. This is amazing. Now, these will be part of the giveaway for sure. And I'm going to do something else this week to offer these as to send you samples because they're amazing and you're going to love them, and I want to get them into your hot little hands. So stay tuned. Now, the next thing I recommend is Young Living smoothies. Okay, so many people are consuming smoothies these days, and I get it. Life is going really fast. It can be hard to get enough nutrients into our bodies fast and easily. Smoothies are a pretty good idea. I do a smoothie every single day for lunch. The problem with smoothies, though, is they tend to be laden with sugar and fillers. I recently learned that there was a smoothie out there. I'm not sure if they still make it. I don't remember the brand, I'll be honest, and I wouldn't share it anyway, but it was discovered that it had sawdust in it. How about that for a filler? Disgusting. Young Living smoothies, they actually have 4 different kinds of smoothies. Balance Complete and the Sleek Shake, which is their weight maintenance shake, are meal replacement, which is why it's my favorite. So my kiddos and husband do this for breakfast. I use it at lunchtime because that's my favorite time to consume a smoothie. They also have protein shakes. They've got a chocolate one and a vanilla latte, which are amazing. But again, look at the ingredients. You want to make sure there aren't fillers and yuck. You could just be adding to your energy woes with that added sugar and fillers. Okay, now the next 2 and the last 2 I want to share are supplements from Young Living. One is their multivitamin. Now, I believe in multivitamins. I have a great diet. It's very well balanced. I know what I need to do to get all the right foods, and I still take a supplement because you know what? Food is not as nutrient rich as it once was, okay? Our soil is depleted. There's pesticides used everywhere. Even if you're eating organically, they find pesticides on organic produce because it's in the air. We're breathing it in. We need to supplement our diets. The problem with supplementation, though, is for the most part, it's not bioavailable, which means the body can't use it. It doesn't absorb it in so that the cells can use it. Young Living does something relatively unique. It was unique. Young Living was the first company to do it, but others have incorporated it because they've realized what a success it is. They infuse their supplements with essential oils, and what that did was it allowed more of the good stuff to be absorbed into the body. Research shows the highest quality supplementation, you can expect about a 35% absorption, which means that 65% goes right out the bottom. And it can be as low as 0%. Okay, there are certain ones that they can see with x-rays that it moves all the way through the body and out the bottom without being absorbed. The pill does. So Young Living actually absorbs into the body, and it comes with the essential oils, but it also comes, can you see, in different types of capsules. There's 4 different capsules, and that's so that the ingredients absorb in the right place in the digestive tract. So that's a twofer for making sure that the body absorbs it. Young Living has gotten the absorption rate up between 70 and 86% versus 35. That means even if you do it every 3 days, you're getting more possibly than what you already have. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is because this is the only supplement I've ever taken, that has actually affected my energy levels. Okay, so wrap your head around that. Most supplements I take, I don't really notice it, but I can feel the difference with this. I take them because I need them, but this one actually affected my vitality. Okay, the last one I want to share is multigreens. Greens are a huge part of our diet. We need to be doing them daily. Spinach, Swiss chard, kale, all that good dark leafy stuff, so good for the body, and the body needs it for energy production. We don't eat enough, okay? Even those of us who are really aware and doing our best, we don't eat enough. We need to supplement it, and this is really amazing. to support the body's energy levels. Now, I do it right after lunch. I started with 2, did it for 3 or 4 days. I kept upping the dosage until I actually felt an energy shift. I know some people take up to 10 or 12 a day. So this is something you might want to consider as well. Now, if you're not part of Young Living yet, I would love to be your person. I enroll 10 people a month because I like to give exquisite customer care. I've already enrolled a few this month, so I just have a few spots left. So message me and I would be happy to help you get started. And then you can join my very exclusive online oily group. All right, guys, that covers all of our topics. Now, again, if you're doing this with us live, you want to pick one of those. You can join us every day this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we'll be sharing more about each of the topics so that you can learn a little bit more, each of the tips. Tip number 1 is hydration. Tip number 2 is watch caffeine, sugar, external stimulants. Step number 3 is food sensitivities, watching how certain foods affect you personally. And the 4th is supplementation with Young Living. So if there's any of those you want to begin to explore, you can watch from throughout the week. And Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we will do a 3-day challenge with a giveaway. And I bet you can guess what the giveaway is going to be. A little MuseLaura Nitro. Plus, I think I'll be doing an extra giveaway this week for that because I just want to get it into as many hands as I can. Now, if you're doing this, not doing it live, then you want to choose your own 3-day period. Just get 3 days when you can commit to doing one thing because I want you to actually take action. Do something. Change something. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I hope this helps give you the energy to take the next step into living your extraordinary life, that life that's deeply fulfilling, full of purpose, and vibrantly joyful for you. Thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great day.